Hi, everyone. This is Krishna Priya. This is a Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 2nd of November, 2024, and we are here with our dear Jim Charles. Hi, Jim. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. You've got some people in your room, I see. Who's in there
I
with you?
do. I do. Do you want me to tell you who they are?
I would like that. And
I
the
have
audience would like
Will,
that too.
I have Will
Yeah,
and James and Blair and David.
great. Perfect. A boys club in there today. It's all
Yes, it's a
men.
boys club today.
That's cool. In our room, we've got Don and Angie. And why are you laughing, Angie?
Because it's a boys' club. I mean, like, right, that's pretty funny.
It's hilarious. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, in our room, we have Angie and Michael and Dawn and Christine and Celeste and Susan and Wendy and more people coming in. So we have not a boys club, but we're just as good. Just kidding. So anyway, but Angie, do you have some announcements for us? Welcome everyone.
I
Hi to everyone.
do. I do.
Yes.
We have our White Magic Level 4 class scheduled for next Saturday, November 9th. The cost for the class is $150. It is there is still time to go ahead and register and be a participant of this new information because this is the first of the classes of level 4, and it is going to be very exciting. Several people will be channeled to bring us information about this level 4 white magic class. The prerequisite is that you must have 1, 2, and 3 completed. Plus, the other prerequisite is that the lifting flourish has to be memorized in order to do this. So, if you are interested, classes at hucolo.org. I'll get a registration form out and how to send payment. Jim, is there anything you would like to say about this class?
It'll be a different kind of class. I've discussed it with Mark. Mark Zinzo is going to be helping to teach this class,
Oh,
and we have
cool.
a good outline for the class, and there's some new things in there and some very interesting things. But the very end of it is going to be working with flourishes. So please get your flourishes down so that you can and he's going to be sending out a lot more flourishes, by the way. So
Yes, he sent them to me already.
yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So that's one.
Classes at hucolo.org. Classes at hucolo.org.
Yes, and something that Max did last week that I thought was very good. We don't do this enough, but just if for anyone who wants to join Human Colony and become a member, please go to hucolo.org and or hucolo.com, both work, and you can become a member of Hucolo and help support us in all of our endeavors. And it'd be great to welcome you. You always have a room, you always have a space in the Zoom room. So we'd like to welcome you. Hucolo.org. Yes. Okay. So let me see. We should do some blessings, and I guess Don will do a blessing. Wendy and Susan. Anyone else want to do one? Will? Michael?
Yeah,
Yes. Is that a yes?
yeah,
Will, Michael, Angie?
I can.
Okay. Christine, you want to do a blessing? No. Anyone else in
David
the Jim?
David wants to do
David?
one.
Okay. Let's start with your room. Well, we'll start with our room and then we'll go to your room. And I'll just go with who's on the screen. We'll do Don, Angie, Michael, and then
Are you
there's,
recording?
we're live on YouTube, hon.
Okay. It didn't show up on my screen. Okay, never mind.
We're talking to the lovely people in the chat over here already. When we said there's a boys club, Swazi said girls club, and I said, yeah, girl power. So it's going on we're already going on. They've already got requests coming in. They're much more organized than we are here. So let's start with Dawn. We'll go Dawn, Angie, Michael, Susan, Wendy, and then we'll do
David.
Will and David, or David and Will. Okay. All right, Dawn, take it away.
Thank you, Krishna Priya. Parashnane
Thank you.
kukshnane kuksmaharwe tarayaka shetta esawana heka Moana ke se aru ku na na ku sana kamo. Si ama kuksha tata aya sa tatu na tise.
You must lead the way in the light of God, not follow in the darkness that is all around you. It is time for people to wake up into the understanding that they are not there to do what they want to do, but what God needs them to do, and to follow His will. His will be done no matter what. He will find the right people for the right jobs. So listen carefully as God directs. Much love.
Thank you. Ange?
The ururan bikara ta dono ujara. Puno sawara utura sa tetera no uja. Had oana cher o tu sur uro doktora anadora piaro kutu asha nanovatara. Namaste.
This is a world of confusion. You must help carry those who cannot walk on their own. You must feed those who cannot feed themselves. You must dress those who cannot be clothed on their own. This is a time of service, but a time of great love and joy as well.
Thank you. Michael, whenever you're ready, hon.
Och kan säga matan ett suto I samma heter va tora nela så kana I metapasin a skulle kuti simenta ela ulla mata äsket I mata ja sia I tui aja säga blessings.
When in doubt or trouble, run to the light. The light will help you to overcome all the darkness around you. Be understanding that the light is something that you can trust and know that it will bring you only the positive outcome that you desire. Remember, if you are suffering, it is not good to remain in that suffering too long. Otherwise, it will cause problems within you. So run to the light when you find anything that is necessary for you to cleanse out of your system.
Thank you. Susan?
Taesia kutu ya tia husa ya tia hitia kutu tisia kitia hutu. Hazia ya tia kutu ya tia sia tukua. Hiasia ya hia tuku ya tia zi tuku ya tia tua hitia. Blessings.
I am here to speak to the creator beings, for they have increased their healing advantage by 25%. Please use this in goodwill and help as many people as you can with this great gift.
Thank you. Susan?
She just went. I think you meant Wendy.
I'm so sorry, Wendy. I do mean that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ha nyur nya hera to tu yana makati shi shua yara ma ithi tu tu yen maora ni tu kuturiema ya I tu kutu ya ta pa tu kudiyama ta kudiya pa ta ni tu Europe ni ura ni no ni ta tu yara ma blessings.
It is now time for lucid dreaming and visions to become part of your messaging system. They will tell you things that you need to know. They will bring forth ideas and opportunities. Listen carefully to those things within your mind that you are dreaming nightly. If you cannot remember them, please note that they are not as important as the lucid dreaming.
Thank you. And then we're going to your room now. Please stand close to his mic so we can hear.
David, is David next?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. He's not close to the mic.
No, he's in the kitchen.
He's getting some
He's getting water.
Okay. Okay. We'll just hold for a moment. Definitely can't hear him from in there. I'll do a little light language while, if I can, while we're waiting for him.
Yes.
Salira shantu koria mastanti, si shala koria pata, ni santi shunkumia, la sitikargo, madia shukum masia shalara seta. Tintoria manla lula kriamase.
Fill yourself with light. Know yourself as the light of God, for that is what will bring you wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and bring you forth into a greater world, into a greater understanding. Yes, there is danger and fear in this world and trouble, but you shall not fear, for God will be your security, for you. He will bring you up and let you stand before your enemies without fear.
Thank you. Beautiful. Are we ready on your side? There he is. Okay, great.
Well, that's not, yeah. Oh, this is where the microphone is. Seems to work better on this. Oh.
Yeah, mahalu ukuasha. You heard okay? Te mahanzura na ke te arashan. No oka aniewa upusinjar nie karu. Pa nie teru kuska. Shepa karu. Ni etaram zuku kuasha. Ni aru sanji. Shi. Ina hanier. Ukua tandia tar sukukutia rambasha. Ukura tiawa. Love, peace, blessings.
The tear in society that you are experiencing will be mended at some point, but do not expect that a peaceful time is ahead anytime soon. It is time for people to understand that this is a time for learning, a time for waking up, a time for becoming involved, a time for love to serve, a time for things to change. And this change is ultimate and definite, and will not stop until mankind sees the error of his ways.
Perfect. Thank you. And Will.
Rahasani ihishkoha, titkoshani ihi arata ahata ehehe. Hushana atakarata iskaha, urata kashane ihi saia, naraharati esha. Hututu reha, nira, shiakanahasa.
From different sources, light codes, spirit codes, many things that are coming to the planet. Read them carefully so that you know what to do, so that you know what is happening. For everything is foretold in the ways of the world, in the anomalies of the sky, in the light codes of the sun. This is a time where everything has meaning, and that meaning must be procured in the ways that are meaningful to the people. Do not be over intelligent with your perceptions, but bring things down to earth so they can tell what the truth really is.
Thank you. I think that's it.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Is there any more? Was anyone else? Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Great. Well, we have some requests, and let me go through them. Let me just get back to them. Grindel, Novak, a positive time traveling whistleblowing reptilian. That's so cool. Novak, and then Elijah, the Atlantean priest Malco. And in the chat, Stephen Helms requested Black Pyramid beings, please.
Oh.
And Swazi requested Lord Rama and Lakshmi, because we just had Diwali, so those are the two deities honored in Diwali, which is the festival of lights, but it's also the celebration of when Ram returns to Ayodhya after being cast out into the wilderness for 10 years. So he comes back victorious. And let's see. And Lakshmi is about abundance. And let me see if there's any other ones. That's all I have as far as requests. Oh, excuse me, an Archangel Raphael. 2 people, 1 person in the room. I think it was Susan and then, or Susie, sorry, Wendy. And then Susan requested Inky. And another person in the chat, Usi, requested Archangel Raphael as well. So, do I need to go through them again or no? There's not very many.
Grindel, you forgot.
No, Grindel was the first one I said, but I'll say
Oh.
it again.
Okay.
Grindel, Novak, the positive time-traveling whistleblowing reptilian, Elijah, the Atlantean priest Malco, Inky, Archangel Raphael, and the Black Pyramid beings.
All right.
And then Lord Rama and Lakshmi.
Very good. All right.
Yes.
Let's see who is coming today. Have a good session, everyone. Much love.
Thank you.
Greetings. I am Elijah. Fear not,
Well,
for the second seal has not yet been broken, and hopefully will not be. The time has come for prayers to increase toward that area of the world, toward the understanding that peace must be overwhelmingly distributed among the people, that their love for one another grows, that their understanding of one another grows. It is a time of change, of course, and I have said that before, but it is different this time because this change is moving into a higher realm. Even though it may not seem like the things that are happening are of a higher experience, it will bring about that in the future. That is what I am telling you now, is the prophecy is that the future holds great things and beautiful things, but for the present, it holds a great deal of carnage and a great deal of terror and fear. But do not be afraid, for you are enabled to stand before your enemies and fight the good fight. It is not that you have to wage war or shoot guns or carry swords, but you must carry the sword of God, the word of God, the understanding of God, the peace of God, the tremendous power that he gives you must be your tools of battle. It is time for all people to know that they can wield these kinds of things within their own beingness. They are chosen to be part of God's beautiful tribe. They are chosen to be part of God's beingness and his will, because his will be done. Make sure of that. And make sure that your service is good. Now, you can be saved and you can be brought into heaven without service, but with service, there is a great deal of reward. So please, I know that many of you do not understand the scriptures, do not understand all the things that have been said throughout the years in the different ways that God has brought information to the world. But understand this. He will make it clear to you. Follow him, and he will make things clear to you. Love God, and that is the beginning of wisdom. Loving God is the beginning of wisdom, the beginning of all greatness. And it is not that he will want you to feel like you are great, but you will be great in the love of God. You will be powerful in his word. You will be powerful in his fight against evil and fight against negativity. Please be one of those that rises up and does this. There are many more that are here that will listen to this message, and it will connect with them in a different way than it will connect with you, because many of them out there are not really following any particular word or any particular scripture or any particular guidance, but they need to be. They need to be motivated to be in the word of God, the will of God, and the love of God. Wisdom must challenge the negativity around you, because if you are not wise, you will easily fall into the darkness. You will easily fall into the conspiracy theories that will drag you down. You will not hear the words that are actually being spoken by the word. Listen to what everyone says, because many are out there touting that the people that are running for offices and the people that are out there in high positions, they're not listening to what they're really saying. And so they must listen so that they can make the proper decisions. And God will help you, but you must be in your own heart. You must know who you are. You must understand the love of God to make all the right choices. And even then, you won't make all the right choices, but you will be closer to the divine than this world is at this time. It is a grave situation throughout this planet that there are many things happening, but there is salvation and there is bringing about great understanding and the ending of war coming, but not quite yet. Keep your heart open to the word of God, to the understanding of God, to the compassion that is God. Treat each other fairly. Treat each other with love as family. For together, when you come together, you make a bright light in this world. And we need more people coming together for this light to shine out. Because even though you are all a glowing light, coming together makes that light more powerful and more effective. I love you, my children, and God says to you, be blessed. Greetings, this is Raphael. Someone, or more than one, has called me for in today.
Yes, thank you. It was Wendy that requested you, and also Usi in the chat. So Usi, if you can type your question, so we can, when we get to you, we can have it ready. So welcome, Archangel Raphael.
Thank you.
Greetings, my dear friend.
And how are you?
Oh gosh. You know, I'm in good spirits. Let's start there. But physically, my body, after taking a tumble down a flight of stairs, which after having 2 weeks of very little pain except for bruising, all of a sudden I started getting a lot of pain in my arm and down my back and neck area. And then I went to see a chiropractor, and my neck was curved so that there was an arc in it, and the bones were out of alignment. So I'm wondering if there is any insight on what the energetic reality of the injury is, and any healing would be greatly appreciated.
Usually when someone has this kind of incident happen, it is about you turning to God and giving everything to him so that your healing will be successful and permanent and ongoing. You have already done that in many cases, but keep your mind on God these days so that he can produce the healing that is necessary for your body, your neck, your back. and heal the wounds that you received from this fall. Now, sometimes these kind of falls are not caused by positive people. They are caused by negative entities and energies, but let's not look at that and give them any credit. We want to say that you have to turn to the light, to the purity, and all things to bring this into the fullest light as possible. There are many out there struggling with health issues, and this is the same thing with them. They need to bring that into full light, bring it into full understanding, and put it right in God's hands so that He can take care of it. We as angels can also help. We can bring power and energy to you, and we can be very helpful in many things. So call on us when necessary, but call on God for the healing. We will also help with the healing, but He is more powerful.
Yes, good insight. And actually that's very interesting because that is something that I've been bringing out, to friends and family more, is reminding them about prayer and looking to God,
Yes.
and especially with, praying for our leaders and those who are going to, take office and all of that, to not take sides, but to pray for God's will. And maybe that's what put me into that situation to begin with, because it didn't make sense how it happened. I was like, what?
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's very good to know. And thank you so
Well, we
much.
know that you have been doing that, but this is for not only you, but for other
Yes,
people
exactly.
in the situation. But we want to reinforce that. Make sure that everything stays within God's hands so that you can be better. There might be some things that stay with you as a reminder that God can do many things and God can be in many places at once. But it is a teaching also that you must be careful, a teaching that God is always watching and will bring you out of these situations.
Yes, yes. Thank you. I felt very protected during the incident. So, thank you so much for your help and for being here today.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Usi's just requests some healing for head, face, hands, and eyes from injuries and stress. That's the question.
Yes. I felt that both of them were calling me for healing because I do some of that, and I call on God to help me to do these things. And yes, I will send healing to both and to all those others. There are more than just the two of you that need healing. There are many that do, and I will bring that to them in the ways that God wants me to. So I will address that as I come to each of you.
Okay, perfect. Because Joe Bannigan also is asking for in his sleep tonight to give a detox infusion, flush out old medications and their debris.
That is a good one because some medications do not belong in the body. Other medications are helpful, but some are not. They may help one thing but hurt many other things. So we are looking at that and we will definitely help for the detox.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Christine has a question. Go ahead, Christine.
Raphael,
Yeah.
I'm at a quandary where most of my helping is with animals. And lately my own birds have been very upset with me. And I'm wondering if it's because I am very upset with, my mind is a lot on the Afghan women who now cannot even carry on conversations with each other. I mean, is there prayer? Is there something that can be done?
There is prayer. Yes, that they are under a very negative regime. And until that regime is changed,
Replace?
replaced or changed, yes.
Yeah.
There will be great suffering in that realm. However, pray very hard. And many of you can come together and pray for these kinds of situations. The more of you that gather together, the greater the light. But it is that, yes, your animals are upset because you're upset. Whenever you are upset, your animals sense all these things and know you for who you are. And they can be very upset with you if you are not in a positive frame of mind.
Yes.
And as you approach them, they will tell you that they do not agree that you should be in this negative frame of mind. You should not be. Let me tell you why. Your prayers are very positive. Your love is very strong. Your positivity should go to these women. Your positivity should go to this regime, and it should be of a positive nature, not I feel sorry for you. It is that you feel love for them. You feel that they can handle this, they can get through this, and that things will change. Do not look at the negative side of it, but try to keep your mind in a positive frame. Many people are looking at the world in a very negative way, and they need to look at it in a more positive way so that the positivity can come out, so that positivity can win, if you will. But there will be times when negativity will win because the people choose.
Thank you, Raphael.
You're welcome. But you keep your mind positive, my dear. I know that you are very concerned, but it is a time for positive concern.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Joe wanted to, Joe, who asked for the infusion to remove medication debris, basically, wanted to say, only old medication, not the active doses that are
Of
going
course,
on.
we see what
And another, oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say. We see what's good for the body and we see what's not good for the body. So we'll only take out that which is not good.
Great. And Sarah says, also asking for healing. Just know that Raphael is going to work with everyone who's requesting it. Says, can you please heal whatever's causing me an odor in my digestive system? It's stressing her out.
Okay.
Okay.
We will have to
And
look at that and see what that is.
Yeah, okay. And Bertie is asking, when we have our life review, do we experience all life memories of our life, including those moments that were blocked from trauma?
Yes. Let me put it this way. Your life review will be all those things that you have done. The blocking will be shown to you, but it will still be blocked, but you will see why it was blocked and the reasons for it to be shown to you. All right? But you will be shown all the negative things that you've done to people, all the positive things that you've done to people. You will experience what they have felt from you. You will experience what you felt at that time. And you will see the difference and learn the lessons. Because some people feel like they've done a good job, but yet, if they listen to the tone of their voice and how they were taken, it might not have been so good, even though their intention was good. So they will understand all the things about this world that they did not understand when they were here, and they will benefit from that by learning from all of these things.
Okay, thank you. Gary says, greetings, Raphael. In retrospect from years ago in Arizona with Jeff and the exorcism that you had me perform of the woman with him, what was the meaning of that weekend? Any messages for me?
The meaning of that weekend with when you did that was that you had the power and energy to do that. You had the positivity to do that. And the meaning of it was there was great healing and great understanding. Sometimes the understanding can be lost after time, but at that moment, during that period of time, there was great understanding and great thanks and great happiness with the outcome of this thing that you did. I won't call it an exorcism, even though that's basically what it was, but you did it in a different way than it would usually be done. But it was amazing what you did because you believed it could be done that way, and so it could be. Does that make sense to you?
I believe it does.
Okay. If you write something back, that's fine.
Yes, I'll let you know. In the meantime, Susan has a question.
Hello, Raphael.
Greetings.
So my question is, in the light language blessing that came through me this morning, the message was that creator beings, which I am a creator being as well as others in my channeling group, or our channeling group, and within this group. And I'm just wondering, it said that recently our healing ability was increased by 25%.
Correct.
And I'm just wondering if you could provide any additional information, insights about why that occurred,
Yes.
is the increasing light codes on the planet, and then is it like an amplification or strengthening of our current healing modalities that we use, or is there going to be new, I guess, new ways of healing coming online for us?
Both. You can, it's new and it can be used with whatever modalities you use. But let me tell you where that came from. There, a while ago, a couple years ago, there were those humans that wanted greater abilities for their missions. So some of them were on the Universal Council. And that Universal Council was given some legislation that said, can we make creator beings more powerful? And what kind of power are they going to be given? It went through many votes, many legislations, and finally, the final vote on this last one was that they were able to give 25% healing to all creator beings, an improvement of 25%. Now, what these original beings wanted to happen was they wanted to have greater healing, not only healing powers, but they wanted to have creator being powers that were greater than what the council was willing to give. So it went through many legislations, and finally it came out with a win for creator beings that all of them would be given a 25% boost in their healing energies.
Okay. And then I guess another question I have is, I'll be taking the White Magic Level 4 class, and recently when I work on my white magic, I'm getting from like Merline and Corkellen that I'm around 95% in my heart chakra, and I don't know if you can confirm that or.
That is confirmed.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. Yeah, I have pretty strong claircognizance, so that's what I was getting, so that's great for that confirmation, so thank you
The
very
thing
much.
is, the white magic will be, as soon as it reaches 20% earth level, all these things will come about in greater abundance. Right now it's at about 15, the earth magic level. So it's getting closer to that place where many things will be able to happen. And so do study it, do think about it, do bring it into your understanding that magic is going to work, as well as the consciousness, as well as many other things. Remember this, it is a place in your beingness that knows that all things are natural. There's no supernatural. It's just things you do not realize are there yet. As you expand and grow, you will understand that everything is natural. Even the things and energies that you don't understand, can't control, and do not know that they are fully there, or they seem like they're invisible, but they are there. They've always been there, and they will continue to be there. Mankind just must evolve into them, to be taught how to use them and bring them into the natural. Because after you become a magician, that will become natural. It will not be supernatural. It will be an extension of the natural. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, and I usually on a daily basis I affirm, miracles and magic occur in each moment of my life, because I do know from studying like A Course in Miracles or other studies that miracles are a natural occurrence.
Yes.
It's kind of peeling away the layers of so-called programming of where we've been, taught differently, to to connect in with that energy again, and so
Correct. So just understand that as you are learning these different modalities, different things, that they become natural to you. Many people do not think that healing is natural. Many people do not think psychic energy is natural. They don't think things are natural, but they are all there. And they are all part of your nature, and they can be brought out and taught and learned.
yeah. And I practice, shifting times, shifting weather patterns, things of that nature, and just playing with manifesting those things. And
Very good.
yes, so thank you very much for that confirmation. Much blessings to you. And if you can send me any healing that I might need to bring my body or energy into balance, that would be wonderful as well.
Exactly.
Thank you. Blessings.
Very good. Any other
Um,
questions
Well, just Gary came back and said, was there any messages for him?
for him from that time?
I don't know. I guess anything relevant now to the now.
The messages for you are this, that you are a person of great power and energy, a person of great belief and a great love, and you are a speaker. You are someone that will be able to talk to the world, and please use your talents as best as you can to get out there and teach the people how to be creator beings in their own right, because you have that ability to teach people how to do many things.
And then lastly, spiritual love. And this will be the last personal question of, are there any messages for me? But he wants to know, is there any messages for him? Please
Who?
try to make questions for more for the group, everyone. But please go ahead and answer that, since we did so
For
many of
who
the others.
this? Who is this for?
The person's called spiritual love.
Spiritual love. Yes. You are growing in spirit all the time. That is your main and basic thing. Do not be caught up in all kinds of other information, because some of that information, even though it sounds very intellectual and very pleasing to you, it can be sometimes just air. It can be just nothing. So be careful to put your efforts into the powerful things in your life, because you are growing and manifesting many things. Your ability to manifest is great. So keep that in mind. If you do need anything, you can manifest it, because it's part of your spiritual growth to learn how to do that. But it's not necessarily manifesting money, but you're manifesting the things that you need to move forward in your spiritual growth and in your mission. So therefore, it is a time of great understanding and change for you, for you are going into this with an open heart, and continue to keep it open. And I know there's many doubts and fears and things, but just let them go, because You can do whatever it is that is necessary. God wants you as a powerful tool for him.
Thank you. There's a question from Bertie, and she asks, I wonder about dementia, Alzheimer's, comas, people who pass out from alcohol or are drugged. Where do the souls go and experience as all this happens in life? How memory
Everything,
life is experienced in the life review?
the souls all go to one place to begin with. You must do the life review, and then they can go somewhere else, but usually they stay in the higher realms because most people are given the choice to stay there or not. It is a personal choice, free will, to go wherever you wish to go in some ways. Now, I can't describe that in detail right now because you would never understand it, but I can tell you that they all go to the review. They all go to a celebration for their life, and those people that were closest to them in the afterlife will join them in that celebration, if it is indeed to be a celebration. And then they go to their life reviews, and then after that, there's other things that can happen.
I kind of took the question to be also about like when someone has dementia, when someone has Alzheimer's, when someone's in a coma or passed out. I don't know that the soul leaves the body. Is that what you're saying, or
No,
is there a place
no, it's
where they
not.
are?
No, the soul doesn't leave the body when anyone's passed out.
Mhm.
Only if they die.
Right.
So if they have Alzheimer's, their brain is still there, but it is not functioning properly. But when they do pass, eventually, their soul will go to a higher place, and they will realize why the dementia happened, why the Alzheimer's was there, what it is that they did that caused this, etc. So it is not that while they're alive, their soul leaves their body. No.
Okay. All right. I believe that's all the questions that we have at this moment.
All right, very well.
Unless there's someone in the room that has a question. Oh, Michael has a question. I missed Michael. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry. And I think I missed Joan as well. Sorry. We'll go to Michael and then Joan.
Greetings, Raphael.
Greetings.
I just want to know if I could have some kind of infusion to help with substances, cigarettes and along with other stuff. But any, like go ahead, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
With these kinds of things, we can help with those things. However, only you can change you. We would give you some of the tools to help you change you, but we do not actually change you unless you are the one that does the work. So it is that we will help you do the work. We will help you get through these things and help you be what you want to be or whatever. We see that this is something that you're thinking about and you agonize over a little bit. And so we want to help you. But remember this, only you can change you. And these are crutches that you are using to get through the day, get through your life, get through the troubles that you're going through right now. And it actually, without them, you'd go through them better because you're using them to escape, but they're really not helping you escape that much. They're just putting you in a foul mood. And so you understand that, right?
Yes.
So we want to help you to get rid of these things so that you can be actually the Michael that is wonderful, powerful, amazing, and you know who you are. But right now, you're not sure who you are, so we will help you to gain that understanding.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And my second question is, I've always been told that I was a healer. And I do believe that I'm a healer. And like someone earlier, we're talking about, how it's boosted people's healing.
Yeah.
Any words of advice so I can help people. I would like to, I'm a Reiki master, and that only goes so far, but I would love to be able to heal people.
Yes. First, you must become who you need to be. Your powers will increase and are increasing. But as you go through this detoxing of yourself, detoxing of all the things that you know that you need to get rid of, then your power will increase, healing will increase. You are a healer, and you feel that healing energy in your hands, but it's also in your third eye. It's also in your eyes. It's also in your heart. It's also in the palms of your hand and the wrists. There's many places of energy in your body that have healing in them. And so you are not even aware of all those places that are working. So yes, if you detox and get rid of these things, your healing energy will be much, much higher.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much. Blessings, Archangel Michael.
You're welcome.
Or Raphael, sorry. My mind's just
Well,
drawing
I
back.
understood what you meant.
Yes, yes, sir.
You're Michael, I'm Raphael.
Okay.
Joan has a question. Joan? Joan.
Maybe she dropped out.
No, she wants me to ask for her. She says, what is tween triad? Can you enlighten me if there is such a twin triad?
I'm not sure in what
Twin-
respect you are talking. A twin
Yeah, I
triad.
don't know either.
Twin flame
Twin triad.
triad.
So,
What
what
is
is
it?
it?
Twin flame
Oh,
triad.
a twin
She just put
flame
twin
triad. Yes. Now that I understand what she's talking about. Where a soul burn, the flame goes into 3 instead of 2. It separates into 3. It has rarely happened, yes, but it does not happen often, and it's rare to find anything like that. So in your case, I see why you ask. I know your one twin flame is that you can't get a hold of, and the other twin flame is you believe that there is someone you can get a hold of. So yes, all right. So go with that.
Okay. Christine has another question, I believe. Go ahead, Christine.
Raphael, you were talking about healing, feeling it in the fingers or in the hands of the bodies or whatever. And lately, the fingertips of both my on both my hands have been buzzing.
There's healing in the fingertips, yes.
Yeah.
Fingertips, palms, and wrists.
Okay. I was just wondering what was the buzz?
Yeah, there are very small chakras in there, or energy fields.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
From the chat, Swazi asks the question, are we born in a specific country on a certain date for a reason? Is it for a karma or love, or what is the reason?
Well, first of all, you chose the place where you are going to go. It is not necessarily, before you came to the planet, you chose where you wanted to go with parents. Usually that's the case, unless it's someone that has a great deal of karma, and then they are not given the choice. But yes, you are given a choice beforehand to come into the place you want to go for a particular reason. Yes, and your mission is there, or your upbringing is there, so that a certain kind of understanding is brought forth into you that maybe has not been there before, and you are able to use all the different thought processes from past lives, from future lives, and this life as well to do what you need to do on the earth today.
Thank you. Anantha wants to know, where is she from? Do you have anything for past lives for her? Do you have any information that would
Well,
be important for her?
she is from God, of course, but there are many, many past lives with her. And there are many past lives with everyone here. I could go through and do past lives for hours, but her major past life was, let me see. I see that she was in, she was not royalty, but she was part of tending to royalty and learning about royalty and was very trusted. And then she got a promotion and became like the first maid to the queen or something. It was something very high functioning, yes.
Okay, thank you. Swazi says, archangels, are there some humans that are angels but are now trapped and cannot ascend back? What is the role of fallen angels? I want to return back.
Well, the thing is, you can give, part of me is in other people. I've given drops of myself, tears or fragments or whatever. I have not left the angelic realm. Those that have left the angelic realm and gone to the earthly realm, yes, they are actually trapped because they have taken on the humanness completely. They have given up the angelic body, etc. But they can return to the angelic realm, but that is something between God and them. I don't know many that have done that. But angels can be trapped in this realm that you are in, and many times after death, they are released. But we will see. I cannot see where you are not going to be released after death.
Okay, thank you. Let me just see. Yana just came in, so hi, Yana. Gigi says, do I have a past life with Robert P? I feel a parallel connection with him, like a fated connection.
He is in your soul family, yes. He is in your soul family, and you do have past lives with him, many actually, but not all from the human realm. Many of them are off planet.
All right, so I'll give Yana a chance. Yana, we're speaking with Archangel Raphael. If you have a question, you can ask. If not, Raphael, we are at the end of our questions so far, so. Let's see. Good for a moment. No, she says, thank you so much, Archangel Raphael. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you.
But we don't
I
have
will
any more
bring someone
questions.
else in.
Okay, thank you so much.
One moment. Much love to you all. And
Much love to
many healings out there. There are many healings that need to go on out there. But remember, do not concentrate on pain. Do not concentrate on the fact that you need healing. Try to overcome it with love and patience and beauty and all these things, because as you are giving yourself over to love and God and these things, the pain becomes less, the healing continues. Mm. Mm.
Uh-oh. I know who that is.
Who? No, it's not.
No, it isn't. Wow.
No, I'm Novak.
Oh my goodness, I was wrong. Thank you for correcting me. That's why I hesitated to shout it.
Well, I was doing that because I was wondering if I should come in at all. But I am here and I'll try to be myself without being too negative. I have a little bit of a negativity, but you understand. Michael,
I
you
thought you
understand.
were happy-go-lucky. Michael,
I
I'm
am
sure is
happy go lucky, but sometimes that can turn a little negative.
Okay, well, since Michael requested you, before we start though, just can you introduce yourself to everyone, please? Who
I am
doesn't know?
I am
And you
Novak.
are,
I'm a
yes.
reptilian, yes. All
And
the other definitions, they were put on me. I do not talk to them by myself. I don't say
okay,
that
well,
about
we
myself.
told you were a whistleblower as well.
A whistleblower, in a sense, yes. I've done that on the earth many times because I live on this planet.
Hmm. Okay,
I've been with this
Michael,
planet for 80 or 90 years now.
oh my goodness. Michael, are you there? Oh, did we lose him? Well, isn't that funny? So Novak, you came through and the one that has requested you is not with us. I don't know if he fell off. We'll give him a moment to return.
All
But
right.
it's nice. Why don't you talk to us about what are you whistleblowing?
Well, I am someone that works on your planet, and I work as an inspector of sorts. I do many different kinds of inspections. I change identities to do that. And so I keep things more safe for humanity. I whistleblow on those people that are not doing the right things for their corporations, not doing the right things for humanity and polluting the world, etc. So I don't want to go into anything specific because then they will know who I am. But I will tell you this, that I have stopped many a chemical from going into the rivers and the streams and the lakes. I've stopped many a person from corrupting some of the products by changing uh, from plastic to something else or from something to plastic. I will not say what, but it is that there are many things that are harmful and there are many things that are unsafe. And there are many things that they use out there that are unsafe. And when I find them, I blow the whistle on them and they have to change it or be highly fined.
Oh, is this is in the world level, the US? I mean, not the US, but the Earth world, but not
Earth
say
world,
any.
yes. I am not
Okay.
always just in the United States. I am in
Okay.
3 other countries as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you for that. All
I
right,
don't know too many
check.
languages.
Since you are here, and can you answer questions about portals?
Yes.
Okay, post human says, how are we supposed to use portals?
The portals are here to give the earth energy. Mostly they're going into the earth and they're not coming out of the earth. The portals that are coming out of the earth are the ones that can be used for moving back and forth. But if you're putting something in, that means the base of the portal is when looking at a chakra, it's like a little tornado. And the base of it is that little the touchdown area from that portal. That's an energy vortex portal. But there are other kinds of portals, ones that are used to go from one place to another. And those portals are difficult to use for humans because many of these portals go to places that are not third density. They go to fourth density, the fifth density, sixth density. And if you were to use these portals, you would not survive.
Mm.
There are a few portals that go from third density to third density, but they're rare on your planet. The only place you can find them is Australia in the Blue Mountains. There is a couple portals there that can go from third density to third density, but they also go to other densities as well. So you have to know where it's the setting is for that portal before you can use it. And people just don't know. So you cannot tell what technology is being used to guide it to different places. Now, the other place that there is also third dimensional portals is in Europe. There are a couple there that go from third dimension to third dimension. There is none in the United States. Those portals go to other places, and in Africa and all those. There are few portals that go to third dimensional places, and that's why I'm saying this. The ones in the United States go to fourth and fifth dimension because they are being used by Pleiadians and Orions mostly, and the ones in other places are used by different species as well, and they are not from this density, but they can come back to this density, and so that is how they are able to use them. And they cannot be detected using a portal because the portal is not in third density until the very last second when it turns third dimensional for about 30 seconds. And then that's about it. So it is that some people transfer onto the planet that way, and it's illegal, absolutely illegal, but they still do it.
Okay, thank you for that. Steve Helm says, is there any messages from his reptilian family?
One moment. Yes. Something about holding on to something. They're telling you that you need to hold on to something. I'm not sure what that is. Hold on to it because you don't want to lose it, and it might be a gift or something that you are not using as much or something of that nature. Hold on to that gift. Make sure you start using it again. Make sure you are using even all things that have been given to you. So keep that in mind. They say, hold on to it. We want to connect to you better.
Okay, thank you. Gigi says, what do you look like? And that's the first question, then I'll ask the other questions.
I look like a reptilian. But there are different looks for reptilians. Yes, that's true. My look is more human looking than some of the others that have big bills or the Toronto T-Rex kind of look. I look more humanoid, scaly, dark green, and we also come in other colors, beige and brown, and it is, I mean, tan and brown, I should say. It's not beige, but we come in different colors, yes. And but I am dark brown, and I am humanoid looking. I have eyes. I have two little holes for my nose. I have no real ears, but I do have a large mouth. So better to eat you, my dear, but not really. So, but
yeah.
but
Do you eat
I don't look happy, but I am happy.
Okay, thank you. She also asks, do you know about possible nuclear pollution in the Middle East? And are you able to stop it specifically in the Iranian nuclear, I guess, area or nuclear plant
Well,
near the Gulf?
We have been able to stop many nuclear, um, I don't want to tell you exactly what we stopped, but we did stop nuclear activity, yes. And we
Thank you.
continue to do that as much as we can. Nuclear activity is not acceptable because it can destroy the universe. If this planet were to blow itself up, do you realize that would create a vacuum in space for this, where this is in some ways, and change the dimensions, since you already have one planet that blew up in your solar system, and that changed things a great deal. This would be much more severe. So we are like looking to stop all nuclear projects and stop all nuclear launchings, etc. And the use of nuclear energy in some ways is detrimental to the planet anyway. So.
All right. Anantha wants to know, and I think this might be too general, but because there's a lot of foreign currency, she wants to know if foreign currency holders will benefit from a revaluation when. But I mean,
Well,
there's
the thing
millions of
is, there will be a reevaluation eventually, yes. But it is when the markets all crash and things of that nature. So we don't know exactly when that will happen, but it's not far away. And yes, the when is not far away. That's as close as I can tell you. But yes, there will be a reevaluation of all the currencies. They will want to go to a world currency so that things will be easier and you don't have to trade in different values, but you can trade in all one value. But that changes the way the earth is looked at as well, because different countries are not as powerful or not as rich as other countries, and so their money will be the same, but even though it's the same money, it will be of different values still.
All right, thank you. Let me see.
By the
Just
country.
Gigi was just saying, good, so we don't have to worry about it, that she's talking about the nuclear things, because you'll stop it.
We're doing our best to stop it, yes.
Okay. Swazi says, which density are, oh, I missed somebody. Oh, Ruth says, sorry, I missed her. She says, so the strategy series where we explore other worlds through portals will someday be true for humans?
Of course. They will learn how to use the technology to manipulate portals so that they can go from third dimension to third dimension, or third dimension to fourth dimension if they know how to change themselves and breathe the air or whatever it is that's there from here.
Is there any kind of fail-safe put on these portals so that, like, should a human go through, they don't end up in a place where they will be crushed by gravity or have no oxygen?
They've tried to put fail safes on them, yes. The ones in the Blue Mountains in Australia, however, there is a couple that do not have fail safes, and people just walk into them. They're walking and they walk right into them. So it is that's why so many disappear from that area. The thing is, these portholes move. They don't stay in one place. They may stay in the Blue Mountains, but they move hundreds of feet during the day because they're being manipulated. So they are not stable, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you. Joe has a question. He says, are Are we on the brink of an economy collapsing from the US Pluto return as astrology event?
Yes and no. There will be problems, but it will not collapse. United States will not be the first economy to collapse. That is not what will happen. It will still sustain itself for a while after this problem. However, the ones to look at for collapsing are Germany, Spain, Greece. Those are the first to collapse.
Okay, let's see. And Gigi wants to know, can that be prevented?
It has been prevented so far, but we'll see how much it can be prevented.
There's a question about, I don't know what this is, but there's the 15-minute cities agenda going to happen. Is that going to happen where they will block our access to resources or travel?
The 15-minute?
Cities agenda. I don't know what that is or for what country that
No.
is. I'm not.
I do
I've
not
never heard
know
of
of this. Where did you hear of this?
Maybe she can explain. I'll read it in a moment. Michael is sending in a question through the chat through Jillian. Says, so basically he's asking if you'll continue helping him so he can eventually channel you.
Yes, I will.
Okay, perfect.
It's already
And
asked that of me.
and Joe is asking, when will the economy collapse?
That is a secret, but it will be not that far off. The L have predicted that it will be in 2027. However, I think it will be pushed out because the cabal is not ready for it to collapse.
Right. Steve Helm says, will holograms make a major role in healing many things?
It could, yes. Holograms are actually can be used as healing devices, but you would have to have the technology for that.
Okay, she's talking for this 15-minute city. It says the World Economic Organization. That it's not even called that, it's a World Economic Forum, but anyway, World Economic Organization was planning a 15-minute cities and a carbon footprint to restrict our movement and resources so they would benefit economically from it.
That is too difficult to do. It would be very, very difficult to do that and make money. I think if that were to happen, they would actually lose money.
All right, that was it. Anantha says Lahania burned. Or Lahana burned. What was it? Was it on purpose or what was the purpose?
Lahana burned. I do not know that place.
Lahaina.
Yes.
Oh, Lahaina.
Lahaina, what is that?
It's Lahaina,
Where is it?
Hawaii.
Hawaii, okay.
And yes, it burned intentionally. Yes.
For why? That was the question, why?
There was a harvest going on of beings, but it didn't succeed the way they wanted it to because they were caught.
You mean a harvest of like souls, basically?
Mostly children.
All right.
Many
Okay.
children disappeared from that area. But they were caught, and the children were not returned, but they're safe.
Okay. Someone is asking if it was a directed energy weapon that was used.
Yes, it was.
And the question is John Smarty Menendez Jesus Christ?
No.
Thank you. I think
There
that's
are
all.
many there are many
Huh?
that are saying that they are Christ. There are many out there. There are
Many.
hundreds actually.
Yeah.
And they are expecting to be raised up and be put in a place of higher understanding. They want to be Christ, but these people want to be Christ, but they cannot be because they cannot understand what Christ is like. He is not like a human being. He is not like them. He is someone very different, someone very unique. And all these want to be Christs are just that, want to be's. They may have great love, they may have great understanding, they may have even wisdom and power, but the one that will be Christ, you will know because he will be different. Not like these, not like the way Christ was in his first encounter with the earth. He will be much different now because it is a different day, a different age, and he must do things differently.
Thank you. All right, I'm looking. I think that I have, Sarah wants to know, how can I have union with my divine counterpart? I know who he is.
Sometimes union with your divine counterpart is not possible in certain lifetimes. Now, in this lifetime, I'm not sure if you're able to have that correspondence or you that kind of intimacy that you're looking for. He may have a mission, or she may have a mission that is different than what mingles with your mission, or has a different thought process about how to do the mission, or even has a different understanding of who they are in this realm. Be careful, because sometimes trying to become part of their world, which you are already a part of it, but becoming a different part of their world may be a little dangerous for both of you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I guess it would just depend, like, do they have karma in this lifetime they need to work out? Will they come into each other's paths in a
Correct.
way that would facilitate that? Not everybody, we have a lot of soulmates out there. It doesn't mean we're going to.
Meet them all, no.
Yeah, because a soulmate is on a soul level, not necessarily an earthly level, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you for that addition. That makes even more sense
Well,
than
that's the
what.
hard, I think the romance novels have kind of done people a disservice when it comes to soulmates. They think that just because you have a connection with someone, that means that you're destined to be together, but that's not necessarily the case.
No, not
If you know
necessarily.
each other on a
No.
soul level, you know them on a soul level.
And
but
some
doesn't-
people are not in the will of God, and some people are not in the will of the positive, and so they miss those opportunities, and so
Mm,
they'll have to find another way.
right, exactly. Okay, thank you for that. Now I keep saying, I think we're at the end of the questions. Yeah, I think we are at the end of the questions now for you.
Very well. It was nice meeting with you, but I didn't get a chance to use my humor.
You can use it. Go ahead.
Oh no, we're fine. I'm glad to be able to answer the questions. There'll be another one coming. Much love. That's what this person said. Tell them much love. Oh, well, much. All right. All right. Very good. Have a
Okay,
good day.
perfect. Thank you. It was lovely meeting you, Novak. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Lovely meeting you all. Yeah.
See, now I understand what's happening.
Yeah. One moment. Somebody called me, so I have to come. One moment. All right. Yeah. Greetings.
Greetings. Is our friend Don still here? Yes, he is.
Hello, Grindle. It's been a long
Greetings.
time since we've talked. I thought it would be interesting to hear your perspective on what's happening on the earth right now.
Oh God, where do I start? There are several things going on. I can't even touch on all of them right now, but the wars are, well, the war between Russia and Ukraine, that's absolutely it has to end soon because it really is worn out. It's tired. It's a tired war. And nobody's going to win that war. Nobody. Russia will claim to win. Ukraine will say they won, but it is nobody's war. They were expecting to win that war like that, and there is no way that they did that. So it's not happening. So the other thing is this: wars in the Middle East, that's not yet a war yet. It is many skirmishes. And we don't want that to turn into a war, but it is not a good, there's not a good mix there. It's a very dangerous mix, and it's not getting any better. However, we're staving off another war because they're just, there's so many working to stave that off. You have no idea. Your United States, us, where I'm working, we're doing our best to stop everything. We cannot just go in and stop, you know who, Benjamin, but he is taking things in his own hands, and he doesn't listen to anyone. Doesn't listen to the United Nations, doesn't listen to any of his allies. He's doing what he thinks is the right thing to do because he feels that if he doesn't do all this fighting, that he will be looked at as weak. And the weakness is all the fighting. That's how I see it. He's weak because he can't look at it in a different way. So I am really, really not happy with that situation. And we're trying to stop everything from happening that would be making this even larger. But many things are happening. So, all right. And then the state of the United States with this election. Oh my God. This election is going to be historic. Believe me. No matter who wins, it's going to be historic because it's going to be one of the elections that will always be looked at. It will be looked at over and over and over again because there will be a victor eventually. There will be a victor eventually, but wow, it's going to be a tough one. So the state of the world is not good, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. It could be much better, of course, but we're doing everything we can to keep it in shape, keep it out of nuclear war, keep it out of too much damage. Mother Earth can't take a lot of damage at this time. She's in her later middle ages, so she is getting tired and she is starting to show that age. And as she's getting older, she's starting to shrink a little bit. So it is like just like an old person would shrink a little bit. Once you cool off to a certain extent, you start shrinking. So she's starting to shrink. So, and that means cracks in the earth, earthquakes, volcanoes, all kinds of weather problems because it throws the jet stream off. The axis is throwing the jet stream off. Everything is happening to make this planet in rough shape. So that's what I can say about the earth.
Okay, thank you.
The
Don,
polar caps are melting as real quickly as well.
yes.
I have one question for you. How are our friends Sheer and Nivi doing?
They are doing fine. Shir and Nivi are in Israel, and they are part of Human Colony, and they are part of the area which is very dangerous. Now they're in an area which is a little less dangerous, fortunately, but as time moves on, every area of Israel gets more and more dangerous. So they will eventually have to flee or do something, but not yet. But they are in fine condition at the moment.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Good. They're the ones that gave the legislation to the Universal Council about creator beings having more power, just to let you know.
I recall that. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Really yes.
sorry.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Krishnapriya. Sorry.
Thank you, no problem. I just want Dr. TM says, can you please explain? I added the please. He says, can you explain the 144 levels of consciousness and the 144,000 angelic family that came to Earth to study consciousness and energy?
Oh, how long do you have? That'll take a while. That's a lot of information. There's a lot of information there. The 144,000, there's so many things attached to that number. There's the tribes of Israel, the 144,000 of there, the 144,000 that he is speaking of, those two levels. There's 144,000 of teachers. There's 144,000 of people that will be left behind, so to speak. There is a lot of meaning to that number. And what was his first part of the question?
He wanted to know about the 144 levels of consciousness.
Well, yes, there are many levels of consciousness. If you want to put them in numerical sequence, there's probably more than that. But because there's so many in-betweens and so many understandings of and interpretations of those things. So I would say, yes, there's at least that many. And those that are labeled 144,000 are probably major portions of that understanding and teaching. But there's even more than that that goes with it. So those levels are, if you could get above 100, you're doing good and you're doing amazing, because the first several levels are difficult as it is, and going to 100 would mean that you're a super genius. So anyway,
What just struck me is that as I read like so many of these questions, and that humanity puts so many barriers between themselves and their connection to God. 144 levels of consciousness, doing this, doing that. It's just so simple to connect to our divine nature and not have to go through all these sort of machinations of consciousness levels and heart chakra.
Many people are teaching intellectualized version of spirituality, which is not necessary. Because what happens is this: you get lost in the intellectual portions of the teaching and lose the spirit, the love, the consciousness of what is to be, unless these levels unless you are actually experiencing all the things that are on every level, which is almost impossible for humans. So
Yeah.
move forward in the way that you can. Now, if that is a way for you to move forward, by all
Yeah.
means, but make sure that you're getting the spiritual understanding of all of it, the love, the kindness, the goodness, and not just intellectualizing everything that's going on there. Because some of these levels sound very intellectual to me, that it's hard to understand what they're trying to say. And so that's what I'm going on. You have to sit and think about what they're trying to say before you can even understand it, which is a waste of time. They could have said it a lot easier, a lot smoother, and much more directly.
Well, there's different ways to God, isn't there? There's the intellectual, the Yan way, the karma way, the
Oh, yeah.
Bob, love, devotion. So
Of
it's
course,
all
yeah.
about, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone wants to know about how do we deal with mind control?
You won't have to deal with it. The mind control that they're using is not working. I mean, it works, but only very minorly. Can you imagine using mind control on billions of people? It just doesn't work. At least they don't have the technology to make it work for billions. They can use it on separate individuals. They can use it on maybe a group, but they can't use it on the world because it just doesn't work. I know about that because I'm in the military here in the United States, and I'm in a place where I know about these things. And it's like they use it on personal levels to get information from maybe who they think are spies. They get used it on people who they think are dangerous or whatever, and try to manipulate maybe what they're thinking. But it 99% of the time, or I shouldn't say that, I should say maybe 80% of the time, it doesn't work the way they want it to. It works, but not the way they want it to. Does that make sense to you? So it is that they are trying to change the outcome of situations by mind control on certain people. And it's just making things worse, actually. So they stopped doing it with certain people because it's not helping them, it's making them worse.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Daniel says, could you help us understand what has happened in Valencia, Spain? Who is behind this weather event?
The weather event there, that was a created weather event, yes, but it was was not supposed to be the outcome. The outcome was not controlled well enough. And so as this storm went through, it became out of control. And so they tried to manipulate it, and once again made it a little worse. But they're not going to be doing that much anymore, because the way that they see it now is that with the weather as it is, it's bad enough. When they try to create a weather controlled situation, they usually lose control of that because of the way that nature is on the planet at this time. They cannot overcome the power of nature in many cases. And so when they start a storm or bring a hurricane or whatever, they lose control of it once it gets over warm water, or in areas where it ramps up beyond what they wanted it to and does more damage than they expected. So they have stopped making the weather at this time.
So you're saying they can actually initiate weather, but once it starts going into the Earth system, they can't control it anymore.
Correct. It's not able to be controlled properly. They thought they could do that. They can, to a very small percentage. They can make it move in different directions, maybe. But if it's a very strong storm, if it becomes a very strong storm, trying to move that much energy away from an area, it's almost impossible. You can't do it. I
All
mean,
right.
I think they have ideas on how they can make it stronger and make it work, but those have not worked so far. Yeah.
Spiritual
Now,
Love has a question of about biometric fingerprints. Can they be used to blackmail us and restrict us? Hopefully not.
biometric fingerprints, I know about those also, but they are not going to be used. I don't think so. Well, I don't think that right now, there's not a purpose for them that is for the people. The biometric fingerprints are for those that they want to watch, for they want to keep track of, that kind of thing. It's not for the public.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Jillian says, can you tell if someone is mind controlled or overtaken? Is there anything you can do to combat it or just observe it?
If someone is possessed, you can do an exorcism. If they brought in a spirit or something that is not wholesome or whatever, yes, you can. You will be able to know that by how they speak and what they do and all that. They will be a negative. They will be doing negative things impulsively. So the thing is about those that are mind controlled, there's very few people in the public, unless they are very important, that have mind control on them. So regular public people do not have mind control on them.
Okay. Dion says, can you tell us about this? People are asking about the reset, not only Dion, but when is this going to be? The economic reset.
It's coming soon, but it is not coming yet. I think they're going to try to push it back. The first countries that will go would be Germany, Greece, and Spain. That would be the first, I would guess, because those are weak economies at the moment. And actually, China has a weak economy at the moment as well. You may not think they do, but they have so many people, their economy is a little weak. The poor there are very, very, very poor. So it is a weak economy in that sense. So, and also there are other places such as India and places like that that have very poor people there. So it is that if you're looking for a collapse, it would happen in the places where there's great poverty.
Really? Because those people already have nothing. So what are they going to lose if there's an economic collapse?
I'm just telling you where I know, because they're the base. When the base falls out, when you have no base. See, the base is the lowest economy, right? Not the base is not the highest economy, but it is the lowest economy. So when the base falls out and starts to revolt and starts to want something different, then you're losing your base and the structure becomes uneasy.
I see. Okay, thank you for that. Let's see. Nancy requests healing for her eyesight, please.
All right. Very good. Eyesight is one thing that we try to help with, but there's so many things that can go wrong with us helping. There are so many nerve endings and so many things in the eye that have to be dealt with in a very specific way. So we usually call on the Kalindi or El Yaha or someone like that to help with eyes.
Nancy also says, how can I avoid the dream from actually happening in my real life? I dreamt of an unpleasant event with my cousin at a park, and it actually happened after 1 month. So I guess in the future, if she has a dream, she wants to be able to prevent it.
All right. Did you know, I'd have a bunch of questions for that before I answer, because I would say, did you know the dream? When you had the dream, did you know it was going to happen? When you had the dream, did you have a sense of the future? If you did, then you can change it by praying about it sending love to it, sending peace to it. And if it was an altercation of some sort, then you can refuse to argue with them. You can refuse to fight. That would change the outcome of what happened.
I like that question. I'll tell you why, because I knew something was coming when COVID came. I knew in the summer that something was coming, and I didn't know what it was. And I thought, well, what's the use of knowing something's coming and then not being able to identify it? And then even when it came, I was like, oh, this is it. And I had all kinds of predictions that lined up for it. But I'm just wondering, like, sometimes you think, what's the use of knowing if you can't do anything to stop it, you know?
Yes, but in searching situations with interactions with individuals, you can do
Yeah.
something.
But I mean, on a larger scale, I'm just wondering, like, what's the point of knowing if you couldn't do anything?
The point of knowing when you don't know, when you know you can't do anything about it, is you can prepare. You can do
Yeah.
whatever necessary for yourself to prepare this psychologically, mentally, physically, whatever. Because if it just comes on suddenly, you may be fearful, you may fall to the disease, you may whatever, but you can prepare yourself and maybe even others that something is coming.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me see. Gary wants to know, hi, Grindel, would you explain the nonsense going on with the Galactic Federation and the duplicity and lies and using the Prime Directive as an excuse for when they meet with military and political leaders?
Oh, that's bureaucracy at work. And it's also politics, because you think you have bad politics here on Earth. Wait until you meet the galactic politics. They're even worse. There's more red tape out there than you can possibly imagine, because they have to keep track of 93 species. Then the universal one has to keep track of 500 and some species. So you're keeping track of this and having connections that you can look up and find things is a great difficulty with most species, because there's a lot of changes that happen. There's a lot of things going on. So they're using it to their benefit, because they need to make sure that they are in charge. You understand? The Galactic Federation and everything, they need to stay in charge. And there's so many that are making requests to bring themselves into higher power, bring themselves into a different place. Same with the United States, same with Soviet Union and China and many other places. They want to be of a higher power than other countries on this planet, and they go to the Federation and say, we should have more say because we're this and that and that. But so the Galactic Federation is trying to appease them by doing everything they can to not give them what they want, but yet put it in a language that sounds peaceful and loving and kind. Remember, politics is all about twisting the truth into what you want it to be. So it is very dangerous for that.
Okay, thank you. Anantha is requesting neck and shoulder spine and a neck and shoulder healing from an old spine injury, please.
And energy is coming.
Okay. Hey Medwali. Oh, nice. Also spirit love can a spiritual love is requesting to remove any blockages between them and their soulmate.
That can be done through prayer, and I can send some energy to you to use to talk about that. But the thing is, that cannot always happen the way you want it to. because
Yeah.
remember, everyone has free will and they're all moving in different directions. So hopefully they will move your direction, but prayer is necessary, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Wally says, how is the Earth's axis doing?
The axis has also moved a little bit more, but we're keeping it in line, or I shouldn't say we, but they are keeping it in line. Girk so many other associates with the Earth are keeping things in line. The Orions, the Pleiadians, so many others. So it is right now being kept in line, but wow, that's not an easy job. The gravitational pull of the sun is not easy to overcome. And especially since you have such a fiery season with the sun, grand solar maximum is not the magnetic field of the sun is pretty strong at this time, and that is one of the reasons why the axis is moving. The gravitational of the sun is what makes it turn over, and so I could go into this in real detail because we really studied this, because the moon is actually moving a little closer to the Earth. You've had several super moons lately. In this year, you've had several supermoons. That means the moon is closer to the Earth, and you don't want that. You don't want the moon to be that close to the Earth, because that's causing instability, and it's causing the weather problem, part of the weather problem as well. So there are many, many things causing the weather problem. So I can't even go into them all. But the thing is, the sun is, its gravitational pull is actually pulling the axis to flip, because this happens every several 100,000 years. It's just a natural occurrence. So you're fighting against a natural occurrence, and that's difficult.
Got it. I actually just realized we are really out of time. So Brenda, would you give us a blessing before we go, and then we'll go right into announcements and to people who have
Well,
questions.
I'm not the best.
We got through almost all the questions, but
Yeah,
I'm going to hold them. Yeah,
I'm not the
we
best.
love your. You're
You
a
love
great
my
blesser.
prayers?
Yes, we do.
They're good. All right. Well, whatever. All
You can
right.
keep it short because we're almost out of time. So
All right. Very good. I'll do a short one. It's against my nature to pray in public. Ugh. But I'll do it for you.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you.
Dear God, we ask you watch over us. We thank you for this time together. We know that fellowship and bringing ourselves into each other's understanding is very important in this day and age. We want to understand each other so that we can help the world unite. Uniting the world is something that seems like impossible, but we know that you can do it. So many things are happening. I keep praying that you will touch several leaders and bring about peace on this planet. But it doesn't look like it to me. So, but we thank you anyway. So, thank you. All right.
Thank
Amen.
you. Amen. Thank you so much. And we love you, and please bring Jim back now. Thank you
All
for
right. Very good.
thank you for going out of your comfort zone for
Yeah.
us.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. I don't think I've ever laughed at the end of a prayer before, but it's okay.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
They were saying to Grendel as he was leaving from the chat, don't forget your tail, but he must have
No.
made it out. So
He made it out okay.
that's good.
He actually made a quick exit today.
Did he was so annoyed by having to pray. I think
Well, the thing is, that was not a normal prayer for him. He said, my prayers are much more grumpy. So, but he made it as nice as he could.
He did a great job. So thank you. Thank you for the wonderful channeling. And why don't we bring Angie on for some announcements and then we'll call it a day
Okay,
or a
good.
night. Angie, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much. We have our white magic level floor, you know, look after the ceiling. White magic level 4 class scheduled for next Saturday, 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. We still have openings available for you to join. The cost is $150. Please send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I will get information out on how to register for that class.
And when is that class again? What is the date?
Next Saturday,
November
November
Next
9th.
Saturday. Do we need to end early next Saturday?
It's not necessary because we're gonna start at 1:30. I probably will, I probably may only come on the first to give the first announcement, but then I'll probably leave here about 11:30 to head up to
Okay.
Jim's. So I won't
right,
be there
okay.
to end it, but you know, to say an announcement at the end, but I will
Okay.
be there to at
you.
least begin.
Thanks. All right, thank you. All right, for everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone on YouTube.
Thank you very
to-
much. Have a great day,
Jim.
everybody.
And thank you, Jim. Thank you, wonderful people in Jim's room who were very quiet today with not a lot of questions.
No, they do. Not a lot of questions today. None, in fact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the first time.
Yes.
Well, we missed your questions, Jim's room. So, all right,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you. Have a wonderful.
Oh, yes, I do want to say, now that you say that, we, United States, some places in the United States, we are daylight savings time tonight. And so if you have sessions with Jim, please be sure to world time it because our daylight savings is tonight into tomorrow. So next week we will be an hour earlier if you are not daylight savings time. Thank you for
That's
making
right.
that. Yeah,
Reminder.
so
That's to everyone in Europe and everyone around the world. The webinar will be starting probably, unless you're daylight savings time country, it'll be starting an hour earlier for you.
right. So
okay.
yes, thank you for even making that small mention. So
Yes.
Thank you.
I
I'll
think
remind you on the reminder email.
most places
Yeah?
have gone through their daylight savings time already, but there's still a couple.
Yeah. All right. So when we fall back, we'll see you then.
Yeah.
And
Right.
everyone who has voted, vote in the US.
Yes.
I've
Please
already
vote.
voted. So I'm done.
Yay. Angie, you vote?
Yes, I'll vote on Tuesday.
Great. All right.
Alrighty,
Well,
very good.
We might be
All right.
positive by the time.
Blessings,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
Love everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.